Anybody read that one? His follow-up book, Persuasion. Persuasion. Influence and Persuasion. Get those on Audible, audiobook, whatever you can do, grab those books and start digesting it and studying those books.
Not persuasion, but
Pre,
persuasion.
yes, persuasion. And
I mean,
so the hip title to that is persuasive,
right.
it's all the things that you can do prior that move the needle, that really make the difference. And this works for marketing, it works for sales, it works for negotiations, it works for a lot. I mean, if you read Influence, Persuasion, and never split the difference, I mean, that's where it's at. Now, negotiations is in the listing process too. Negotiations is with the buyer too. We always think we need to negotiate with the listing agent if we're representing a buyer. No, the most influence you have is over your buyer, not over the listing agent, right? And we think that's unethical to have to negotiate, but negotiations, you negotiate in everything in life. Who's going to take out the garbage? What's for dinner? Trying to get your kids to do things. Everything's a negotiations. It's not a bad thing. Now in negotiations, there's win, 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 lose, and lose, lose. Overall, when you're always just negotiating just to win, and that's the goal, because you ever have clients where they just want to win. It's not really about anything, just winning, right? Sometimes that's win at all costs, which means they don't care if it hurts them as long as they win. So you kind of do need to find a middle ground, a compromise or a win-win. But with that being said, those are books that I would highly recommend reading. In fact, I was just studying Robert Cialdini yesterday or 2 days ago. So it's one of those things you just got to go to. Now, back to offers and getting listings or even getting buyer's agreements. There's probabilities, okay? And the more shots you take, the better chance you have of making a shot. Is that right? Now you can increase your conversion rate, or you can increase the number of attempts you get. So I'll give you an example, and I'm gonna share my screen here. Tiffany just sent stuff on Slack, so I can't share. Am You guys see my screen or not?
It was up just a second ago, and then there you go. Yes.
Got a lot to show you guys. All right, see the top of that screen? If you write 3 offers, the chances of an acceptance is 88%. If you write 4 offers, the chances of an acceptance is 93.7%. Okay, let me explain that. Do you know what I'm saying? If you have a 50% chance of winning an offer, like if you submit an offer, there's a 50% chance you will get it accepted. One time. So if you flip the coin 1 time, you got a 50-50 chance. If you flip the coin 2 times, you got like a 60-some% chance. If you flip the coin 3 times, you got an 88% chance. So when you lose out on a house, the probability of you losing out 3 times in a row is 12%. So Roselle, you lost out on 3 in a row. That was a 12% chance that was going to happen. Pretty low, right? You take that bet most times, right? So the moral of the story is, if you want to get offers accepted, write more offers. Okay? That's the easiest way to do it. Because if you can get one, if every one of your buyers you meet with, you got to write 4 offers, hey, big deal. It's 94% of the time, you're going to get one accepted eventually. Eventually it's going to happen. Any ahas with that or any counters to that?
I would say, I mean, that's great, but when you're working with a client who, they're the ones that are missing it's that one client and you can't get them the house they want. I mean, it's about the client. To me, it's not about getting offers accepted. I mean, you know what I mean?
I know what you mean, but yeah. So that's managing not expectations, emotions, and moving on. Moving on. How fast do you bounce back? How fast do you move on, right?
Right.
Yeah. And just continue. And retention. They don't get the house. You can't change that. You can do a backup. You can do an analysis, a case study on it, but just move on, right? You don't get the listing. Okay, move on. Other appointment. Now on the listing side, if they didn't sign a listing, it didn't mean you didn't get it. They just haven't sold their house yet. This is a huge aha for me on listings. It's like, it's rarely the commission. A lot of times they just don't list their house. That was an aha to me. 1/3 of the time, they just never list. They decide never to sell, or they do it on their own. Okay. We have this pain when something happens to us that's painful or emotional, like losing out on a listing or a home. It sticks out among all of the others, right? It's like that pain in your knee, right? The rest of your body feels great, but you got this little nag, right? It's taking your focus. So just remember, continue to write offers. So I wanted to throw that out there. Now, pre-suasion, pre-offers is super, super important. And there's a couple of them I want to go over. One, the Brian Moses, and two, the one that we did. Can you guys see me when I'm sharing my screen? Does it show my face? Okay. And in today's marketplace, this is what we're going to recommend. And in today's marketplace, the market's low inventory. Okay, it's low inventory. However, qualified buyers are a premium. What's the fall through rate right now? Does anybody know? You don't. I don't know, because no one's tracking that. But the fall through rate is actually quite high because qualification standards are higher. So can't we assume if qualification standards are higher, that the same people that would have been qualified before aren't qualified, they're going to fall through for financing? Okay. So the fall through rate is higher, but the seller doesn't really understand that. So you may have to, the seller wants the most money and the least likelihood of it falling through. They want the highest probability of closing. So you need to persuade and influence the listing agent that this is going to be the least amount of hassle and the highest probability of closing. That's super important. And back to the listing agent, what the listing agent wants, the listing agent doesn't want the most money. The most money may mean a fall through because it won't appraise. You guys ever ran into that? Let me take it off screen. Let me say that again. This is really weird. Sometimes you offer too much, the listing agent is worried. But they represent the seller. Shouldn't they be wanting to get the most money? You think so, but somewhere in their head, they're thinking, this may not close. And I want to get paid. And my seller's going to be mad at me if it doesn't close. And they're not caught, this is just running in their head. So you need to give them surety that it's going to close. Now, the other thing a listing agent wants, they don't want to work. People are lazy. Can we agree on that? If you had a choice of working more or working less for the same amount of money, which one are you going to choose? So even if you're not lazy, you're a hard worker, which one are you going to choose? The least amount of work. Why? Because if you're a hard worker, you're going to go get more. If you're lazy, you're not. You're just going to sit on there. Does that make sense? So the listing agent wants to do nothing. They don't want to lift a finger. And that's why they'll take an experienced agent over an inexperienced agent, because they're figuring they're going to have to handhold every single inexperienced agent. They don't know what they do. The paperwork's all messed up. They're going to, they're going to screw it up somehow. It's going to be more work. So they're less concerned about it falling through. They're more concerned about having more work. A fall through to a listing agent is, oh shit, I got to put it back on the market. I got to talk to my sellers. I got to manage expectations. I got to work on this for another 30, 60, 90 days. And I may not get paid, right? So that's what the listing agent is thinking about. The seller wants the most money and the least amount of hassle. They don't really know. Most of the time they don't know. So once you understand, that's good. Now, I'm gonna weave in some listing presentations here. A lot of sellers don't. I've lost a lot of listings because I made a lot of recommendations. Now, it's what's good for them. If I was a personal trainer, if I made a lot of recommendations, I'd probably lose clients pretty fast. That's why they have 6-minute abs. They don't have personal trainer, I'll kick your butt for 6-year abs. They have 6-minute abs. So if you go into a listing presentation and you start making recommendations, cleanliness, declutter, staging, upgrades, repairs in the initial conversation, that's just so much work. You're just talking to them about work. Same thing with the buyers. You talk to a buyer about talking to a lender, checking your credit, paying down your debt. Man, searching on your own and you finding homes you like. If you tell a buyer to go and find some homes and let you know which ones they like, that's just work. You think they do that for fun? No, they want you to do it. Hands-free, low hassle, no hassle, convenience, man. Done for you. Write that, done for you. And if you haven't learned no problem, you got to do no problem. Everything. We can do everything. If you go to a listing presentation, should we do this? No problem. We'll take care of it for you. You think we need a new roof? Nah, probably not. Should we do this? Nope. No, don't do it. You can choose not to do it. That's a choice. I always give them that a choice. You can choose not to do it. Now, if you want to do it, you want to change the carpets, that could increase the sales price of your house. It could make it sell faster, but you don't have to. But you don't have to. Remember that, everybody on the list. You don't have to do it. I can sell it like this. I can sell any home. Just affects value. I don't tell them that. Just affects value. Right? Now, if they want me to do it, when I present them a price, I'll say, at this price, we're going to, new carpet's going to be a must. Now, I got a carpet installer for you. I get a contractor over here tomorrow. He gets paid at closing. What agents do is they screw that up. They want the seller to go to Home Depot, to Lowe's, to Floor Factory, to Carpet One and pick shit out. That's not going to happen. Right? Tiffany's shaking her head. It's probably the best advice, but you're not going to list that thing for 6 months. Oh, you guys should paint the rooms. Really? When are you going to list that house? Next year? No, I got a painter for you. We'll be there tomorrow. Window cleaners, carpet cleaners, right? That's value propositions. And guess what? Do not give them their information unless they sign the listing agreement. And Tiffany, you can unmute this because I don't get mad, but I've got mad at Tiffany for giving out contractors information prior to the listing. It's like you're shaking your head. It's like, oh, should we get the carpets cleaned? Yes, that would help a lot. And we have a carpet cleaner. And they'll say, who is it? Don't break out your cell phone. Go, I'll get you that to you later. Oh, no problem. I'll get you that list and a whole bunch more later.
Mhm.
Tiffany would be like, casino, boom, 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 done. Oh shit, they listed with XYZ for less commission. Because if you give all your vendors, you give all your value, that's when commission decreases or you don't get the listing.
Your value decreases because they've already taken the shit they need.
The value decreases because you gave the value.
Mhm.
It's no longer there. So
Yep.
maybe I'm jumping around too much, but I hope this is helping. Same thing with buyers. But back to the buyers, I just want to let you know, don't start giving them to-do lists and checklists early on. Don't do it. You're just giving them work. Is it good for them? Yes. Will they do it? No. I learned that from Sarah Kalki too. Give them, you think you need to give them what they need, but you first have to give them what they want. I don't know if you know Sarah, but she sells about 80, 100 homes a year. Does she give them what they need? Yes, absolutely. Never compromises on that. Let me take that off screen share again. Is it a bait and switch? Yeah, but sometimes you got to give them let them hear what they want first so that you can give them what they need later. I guarantee Sarah does not compromise on what they need, but there's a timing of it. There's a good timing. Same thing on the listing presentation. I sound like the best thing since sliced bread, right? Like this is too good to be true. And at some point you need to go into, is it okay if I tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear? Right? You don't lead, at some point you tell them that. Okay, now that we have the listing sign, I want to go over next steps. That color's ugly. Paint, carpet, declutter, cleanly, smells in here, everything, right? But you tell them that prior to listing, you're just insulting them. Okay, so let's go back to offers. And let's go back to offers. So if you want to get an offer accepted, write more offers. Okay, if you want to get an offer accepted, write the best offer. In a multiple offer situation, the best offer typically wins. It's rarely something unethical or immoral. I'll say that again. We always assume something, when we don't win, we think something fishy was going on. Okay. It's rarely the case. It's usually you didn't have the best offer. Now, was your offer shopped to the other agents? Probably. Probably. Like as a listing agent, if I have multiple offers, if the seller's on board, I can tell anyone I want what the other offer was, as long as we think it's going to get us more money, So let's go to pre-offer questions, because we don't know if there's multiple offers. So I need like a role play partner of some. It's better if I do that. Have a volunteer for a role play. Okay, I'll role play with myself. Thanks, Cortland. So Cortland, I met with my buyer. They liked the house, right? I asked them if they wanted to run the numbers or go over the paperwork, go back to the office, or do it virtually, right now. So I know I'm writing an offer. So I'm calling you up, and I'm going to ask, you're the listing agent, I'm going to ask you some questions.
Okay.
We're going to go over this one. This is the one I did. And then this is the one I use forever. And then the other one is Brian Moses's. So now the mindset here is really playful, engaging, working together. Yeah, see what I can get. Ready? So ring ring. Ring ring.
Oh, hello?
Hey Cortland, it's Nick McLean. How you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing good. How about yourself, Nick?
Awesome, doing great. Hey, I showed your house on 123 Main Street today, and
Oh, yeah.
yeah. So how's everything going on that listing?
Oh, it's going great. Going great. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, pause. Tons of activity. Everything's always wonderful. Yeah, pretty good. Okay, good, awesome. Well, cool. So I was talking to my buyers, and I'm really trying to get them to make an offer on it. You know,
Oh,
we
great. Great.
yeah, we looked at a few homes that they like, but I think this is the best one for them. So I'm trying to convince them to make an offer on it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Do you have any written offers on it right now?
I'm expecting one any minute here, and then I had a couple verbals that told them to put them in writing. So we're just waiting to see. Should see
Okay.
something soon.
Oh, awesome. So nothing in writing right now.
Nope, not as we speak.
Perfect. I want to pause for a second. Don't ask if you have any offers, because that could mean verbal. That could mean something coming in. Written offers. Do you have anything in writing? Now let's say, Cortland, you said no, I don't.
Copy. No, I don't, Nick. Why?
Okay, good. No problem. Awesome. Awesome. Have you had any written offers yet? Any to date?
Oh yeah, we rejected one 2 weeks ago. That was just 200.
Okay, so that's another question, everybody, you can ask. You can ask, have they ever had one? Because this is contextual, so context. So like 30 days on the market, they may have had one the first 2 weeks and rejected it because it was too low at the time. 60 days, so you kind of get a feeling for that. So you do have offers coming in, or you're thinking you're going to have offers coming in, right, Cortland? So let's get back to that.
Yes, Nick. We're expecting them like
Okay.
COB today.
Yep, awesome. And listing partners, that's the response you always make is, do you have any offers? I'm expecting one any minute. I could have a home on the market for 400 days. Someone asked me that. Expected one any minute, right? Always expecting an offer. I wake up every day expecting offers. Why would I not? So no offers. Awesome. Cortland, so I really want to get my client to make an offer on this. There's a few things that I need to convince them of, but I think I can do that. If I were able to get you an offer today, or if I was able to get you an offer, how soon could you present it? How soon could you get a response back from your seller?
Oh, well, I'm talking to them actually here in about 2 hours, so I would assume pretty quick.
Oh, really? Awesome. Okay, well, so if I can get you an offer, you could present it in 2 hours.
Yeah, give or take.
See? Okay, so pause. Expiration date. If you want to get your offer accepted fast, get the expiration date acceptable as soon as possible. But get the listing agent to give you the time. Does that make sense? So now I can go back to my buyer and say, hey, if we can get them an offer within 2 hours, according to the listing agent, like maybe we can lock this up before other offers come in. Right? Does that make sense? Really important. Really important. Otherwise, you're the one telling your buyer, you got to hurry. This is a hot one. It just hit the market. Like, oh, offers are coming in. So thanks for that, Cortland. So a couple hours. That's awesome. Perfect. Well, I'll see what I can do. So what's included in the sale of the home? If I can get them to make an offer, I want to make sure that's an acceptable offer for you guys. You don't want to counter, do you? You don't want to go
Depends
back.
on what my clients want, Nick. Why don't you get something on paper and we'll start there.
I'd love to. So what's included?
Uh,
What
I mean,
appliances?
they're negotiable, but I think it's pretty much our standard at this point. Just washer, dishwasher, the refrigerator.
Yeah.
I think they could do with the washer and dryer if that was not important.
Okay. So, what's your client situation right now in terms of where they live, their clothes? I'm trying to figure out a good closing date.
Oh yeah. So just put your 45 days average, your normal 45 days, and we'll go from there.
45 days would work for them.
Yeah.
That would be acceptable. 45 days.
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay, so it's June 11th right now, Cortland. What do you think? Like July 24th, would that be acceptable?
I don't see why it wouldn't. I'd have to check with my client.
Okay, that's a Friday.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I'll do whatever I can to get the listing agent to give me a closing date. Because you never know. Every listing agent is different. I don't like closing on Fridays. I like closing on Wednesdays. I want to do a Monday so they have the weekend. Like
I just want a closing.
Yeah. Is there an escrow company or title company that you like to use?
I don't have a preference, Nick. I'm flexible.
Okay, so is First American okay?
Sure.
Awesome. I've seen counters of escrow agents. That's the worst counter you can ever get. Every time they counter you, it opens the door for another offer to come in. Does that make sense? I don't care who the escrow company is, frankly, at the end of the day, if it means getting it or not. Okay, awesome. So I'm kind of I'm kind of adding to this. So closing day, we got that. Awesome. Is the seller willing to pay any closing costs, loan cost provisions in order for a buyer to get the loan?
I think they'd be open to negotiations.
Okay. Okay. Awesome. And so where are they at on price? What would be an acceptable price? Because again, we don't want to go back and forth, do we, Cortland? So what would be a price that would get it under contract today so we can open up escrow?
Yeah, Nick, I'd suggest highest and best.
Highest and best. So what's your price at right now? I don't
I
have my computer near me.
Yeah, I think we're listed right at 500.
500. Okay. And so what would they take?
Highest and best, Nick. As I said, we're expecting a couple offers here today, and we're going to review offers as they come in. So highest is best is what we're going to go with.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Well, let's see what I can do and I'll get back to you, Cortland.
Sounds good.
Do you have any appointments later? No? Okay. All right. So that's the end of that call. Now, you guys have any questions? Now I go back to my buyer with the information.
Nick,
Yep.
question.
Yep.
Why wouldn't you make that call in front of your clients who are standing in that house? Maybe they want to know. I don't know.
Oh, I would.
Okay.
Yeah, I would. But if I didn't, I would call them back. Here's what we talked about. Now on the price, if I knew my buyers wanted to come in at 475, right?
Yeah.
Then I'm gonna try to get it anchor you. So let's go back to that end. Say my clients are thinking 450 and you're at 500. You're telling me highest and best because you're a good agent. So I'll be like, so Cortland, what are you guys listed at right now? I don't have my computer near me. I never have my computer near me.
We're right at 500, Nick.
Oh, 500. Okay, great. Perfect. So what would they be willing to take to go under contract today, you think? What do you think?
Honestly, am I supposed to say highest and best again?
I don't know, it's up to you.
Okay, yeah. So Nick, I think we'd best start highest and best.
Okay, well, I would hate for my highest and best not to be acceptable. And so if you were able to give me a number, maybe I can go and convince them to come up higher.
Nick, let's just write it up, send it over. Let's start a conversation.
Do you think 450 would work?
It seems low, but I'm not the seller. I'd
Okay.
have to check with them. Why don't you guys just write it up, send it over, and we'll review it.
So you think I should send you a 450 offer?
If that's your highest and best, send it. Let's see what we can figure out.
Well, it's not mine because I'm not the buyer.
No, I
I
understand.
would love to give you 500, but make this easy on us, right?
Right.
But if you're okay with 450 then.
I'm okay with starting a conversation at 450. Yes.
Okay, good, perfect. So my that's the best I'm gonna get out of Cortland today. Notice my language there. I'm gonna get them to tell me to write it at that price because now they own that. So Cortland now owns my price. He owns my closing date, right? He's told me to do it. He said he would submit it, right? Now, every conversation is going to be different. Trust me. Okay. You guys have any questions, comments, concerns there?
Would you as the seller's agent do anything different than what I did? How would you do that differently?
On the seller's agent? No, yeah, send it over. Here's the thing. Listing agents, they're going to tell you to write it, but they don't know when see, I know they're going to tell me to write it up.
Right.
So what I learned is I get them to tell me to write it up as though we talked about it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I tricked you into owning the price. Because you're going to go to your seller and go, I told him to write it at 450. I know.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
That's low. Well, it's not that bad. You'll start justifying it because it was your idea, even though, like, oh, well, it's a good starting spot. Uh,
Yeah.
so trust me, I've done it. Okay, so you did a good job. So on the way back, let's go multiple offers. You actually have other offers.
Copy. You got it.
It's really important. So Cortland, hey, I just showed your home on 123 Main Street, man. Great listing. That's awesome. Good for you. I really want to do a deal together, and we've worked well in the past, and it's gone smooth. And I do whatever I can on my end to make smooth closings, no hassle. Minimal repairs, if no repairs. It just drives me nuts when people make things too complicated, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean, you've been doing this for years. People make these things way too complicated than they need to be. So do you have any offers?
Yeah, we've got 3 offers currently.
Oh, wow. Three in writing.
In writing. Yep.
Right. So I got multiple offers right here, everybody. So you have 3 written offers. That's great, Cortland. Has your seller seen them? Have they reviewed them?
I'm heading there in the next 30 minutes after I get out of a meeting. And then I'm heading over there to present them.
Okay, so they haven't seen them, or they have seen them?
They have not seen them yet.
Okay, what do you think about them?
I think they're pretty good offers.
Is any of them acceptable the way they stand?
I think they all stand a chance, just depending on the terms and what the sellers are willing to accept.
Okay, based on what you know, would you take one of them?
I think there's a good chance. Yeah.
All right, I'm going off script a little bit because I'll do this, everybody. I'll ask them about the seller, then I'll ask them what they would do. It's a different part of their brain. So they have to think in terms of the seller's shoes, which they'll go, I can't talk for my seller. Right? So it's unethical for them to say anything confidential about their seller, correct, everybody? Now, is it unethical for them to tell you their opinion if they were the seller in a hypothetical world? You ever thought about that? Is that unethical?
I don't know.
This is a feedback, right? It's gray, isn't it? So say Cortland says, well, Nick, that's unethical. I can't tell you what I think. I go, okay, well, riddle me this, Cortland. Let's say there was a house just like that one in another neighborhood, and you had it listed at the exact same price, and you had these offers on that home. Would you take one of them? Is that unethical if you answer that one? It's a different house, different client, you owned it.
Different situation. Yeah.
And you might say,
one of them.
okay, so now I know I'm competing against at least one that's acceptable without countering. So I might go here with you, Cortland. Okay, so if one of them is acceptable, is there any fine-tunement on those? Is there any paperwork changes or closing date changes?
Nick, they all of them look pretty good, and I'm gonna have to base that on what my sellers are wanting after we review.
Okay, perfect. Awesome. So if they've already seen the offers, so see number 3 here, have they countered? If they have seen the offers, I'll say, okay, you have presented the offers to them. Has the seller countered any of them? Because I want to know where the status is.
Right.
All right, awesome, Cortland. Well, you know what? My clients like it, and that's why I was calling it. So we're gonna be writing an offer up on this house. So maybe slow your roll on your drive over there. Drive slowly. But who are the other brokers?
I got Ashley, Roselle, and Cole from Nick McLean Real Estate Group.
Dang, I know they get all the Zillow leads. Man, bullshit. Okay, so when will the seller be making a decision on that? Are they going to be accepting one when you present them?
We'll have that conversation tonight.
Okay. All right, perfect. So I'm going back to my client. We're going to write this up. I want to get you the very best offer of all of them. That's okay with you. What's most important, seller? What do I got to do? Is there a
Get it on
closing
paper,
date?
send it over.
Then I'd go basically what I'd go, what's included in the sale? Okay. What's the perfect closing date? Possession dates. Would no repairs on the home inspection be important to them?
Oof. Yeah,
Are any,
probably.
are any of them cash?
Yes.
Okay. Are are any of the offers over list price?
I don't know if I can answer that. Can I? I mean,
Are all of them below list price or at list price? At or below list price?
I'm not sure what I can answer here. So
Okay. Um, so would list price get it?
Nick, I would just recommend to your buyers that they bring their highest and best offer. You know,
Okay,
we've
great.
got
Oh,
yeah.
absolutely, absolutely. Okay, so you're not gonna, are you gonna do a highest and best round, or they're gonna make a decision that today?
I don't know. You know, I'm heading over there here shortly, and we're gonna have that conversation.
Perfect. Well, we're gonna be submitting an offer. It's gonna be very, very strong. It's gonna be the strongest offer. And the one thing that I want to tell you, Cortland, is these people are very, very qualified, like extremely qualified. This will close. If they take this offer, it's gonna close, and it's gonna be very little hassle. We're not fine tuning the piano. In fact, maybe we won't even ask for repairs. And so I want to know a good closing date. Is there any forms you like to use? Evidence of funds forms, title contingency forms. I might go there with them, everybody, because I want an acceptable offer. Because Windermere, Premier One, they're all different. And if I'm submitting to Premier One or someone, is Mel Cat still on here? If I got C first, I'll give them C first, and I'll have them go talk to Cashmere Valley Bank. Yeah. Any questions, everybody? No. So this is pre-offer, which is different than offer. So if once I get it signed, I'm going to call Cortland back. Ring, ring, ring.
Oh,
Cortland, hey man, I just sent you over that offer. Did you get it?
I'll pull it up now. I'm just sitting down with my client.
Okay, can you pull it up? I want to make sure you got it while I got you on the phone.
Sure. I got it here, Nick.
You got it?
Yeah.
Awesome, awesome.
Yep.
So these people are super qualified. I mean, you're not going to get any more qualified than these people. Blah, blah, blah. I'll tell them all about it. What do you think about it? Do we got it?
Well, I'm sitting here. I'll present it. I'm just sat down, so
Okay.
I'll let you know.
Okay. Do we have the highest?
I can't tell you that right now, Nick.
Because if we aren't and you did, I might be able to get my clients up.
Well, I'll have that conversation with our client, and we'll go from there.
All right, awesome. That's a little stretch, everybody, but I don't know if you caught what I did. So is it unethical if someone told you they could come up if you told them information?
I think that's a stretch, maybe like gray area.
I
I don't think so. I've had so many times where I'm like asking the listing agent, like, because my buyer doesn't want to put more than he has to, but I'm like, okay, where are we at? Like, are we close? If you told me where we were, I could probably get them to come up. So I don't know. I wanted the listing agent to be like, yeah, you're below the top offer, just so I can go reassess. And then,
But is that ethically and morally good to go?
And I'm not talking about what I'm saying. I'm saying I'm putting the listing agent at a decision point. Like, oh, should I give them information or should I? Because if I like to put the listing agent, if I give them the information, I want them to think if they give me information, it will improve our offer, which means it's ethical to do it.
right.
Yeah. So now moving on just real quick. So I go and I call them and I want to make sure they get it. Now say there's no offers. No offers. I do the same thing. I call them, make sure they got it. We review it together. And it's all about how fast can you get a response that's open up escrow. Because I should write at the top of this. Time kills deals. Sellers are going to want to think about it. Sellers are going to want to sleep on it. If it's not full price, like ready to go. sometimes sellers will take offers because they don't want to go through the hassle of reviewing offers. This is weird, people. You think sellers want more than one offer? Sometimes they take offers and you're like, seriously, you're not going to wait? Because that's happened to you as a buyer's agent, right? It's like, well, I thought you guys were going to review on Monday and you took one. What the hell? It's because the seller's like, I don't want any more showings. I don't want more shit.
Yeah, it ends up being, I think sometimes even that review period ends up being more mental anguish for them because they're already freaked out, don't know if they'll get an offer, and then they get an offer and now they're told they have to wait. They make decisions all the time on their own. Like, we don't have it in us to wait until whatever that time is. And so
Yeah, and same thing with listing. If you're at a listing presentation, if you don't get it signed, you're just opening the door for other people to get it signed. I mean, now you're probably wondering, okay, they do a review period and they're sticking to the review period. You know, when should I submit my offer? If I know it's a 1 o'clock review period, right?
12 o'clock,
12 o'clock, right?
12:30. Yeah.
Then I say, Cortland, when are you guys you're doing a review period, right?
Oh yeah.
I see on the listing you got a review period. What price would they take right now?
Ooh, we're reviewing at 1 o'clock today, Nick. I'll let you know then.
Okay, but let's say it's Friday and you're reviewing on Monday. Cortland, I know you have a review period. My clients want to make their highest and best offer. It's going to expire tonight at 9. And I know you have a review period, but they want to make this offer acceptable. Ask your sellers what would be acceptable to sell it tonight and go under escrow. They're very well qualified. Can you ask them that? I'll call you back. You can play that. You can do that one too. Don't ask Cortland, will they wait? Because then Cortland gets the answer. You have to say, ask your seller. Okay. Cortland calls me back. No, they want to wait. Awesome, Cortland. What if it was 410? Can you ask them if it was 410, would they do it? Nick, I already told you you're going to wait. I just gave you a verbal. My client has advised me to give you a verbal of 410 if they'll do it today. They'll put it in writing.
All right, put it in writing, Nick.
You can play that. Now, in order to say 410, you'd have to have the buyer say yeah to that, right? But that's trying to lock it up early. Sweeten the deal, sweeten the deal, sweeten the deal prior to the presentation. But I didn't give it to them in writing. Now, let's say they're going to wait. Cortland's like, Nick, they're going to wait, man. The market's hot. We got like 10 showings this weekend. I say, awesome. What time are you going to review?
1 o'clock on Monday.
1 o'clock on Monday. Okay, I'm going to submit my offer at 1 o'clock. Okay. I also want to present in person. Can you arrange for me to present in person, please?
They asked for no in person.
Okay. Well, you're going to get it at 1 o'clock.
Copy.
Okay. And right now you have how many offers in writing?
6.
6 offers. And who wrote them?
Oh, Nick, there's 6 different ones. I can't recall.
Are you representing the buyers?
No, sir.
Are anyone in your office representing the buyers?
I don't believe so.
That's a yes or no question.
No.
You have to tell me that one.
Oh, okay.
You have to tell me. Okay, cool. Well, I'm going to present at 1 o'clock. It's going to be the best offer too.
you do have to say that legally, that whether or not someone in your office has an offer?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the office. Yeah. It's the code. It's the Realtor Code of Ethics. It's not law or Northwest. It's just the Realtor Code. Okay. Now, how do you say all that without sound condescending or defensive or battling or pressury, right? You
Let me check with Rockwell.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah. I was a little combative. My tone was for this call, my tone was a little too hard, right, Cortland, you think?
Oh yeah. I
A
was
little
like,
bit. Yeah. So I would probably be early on. This is what I'm thinking. If you can see my hands early on, I'm like, tell me more. Tell me more. What can you tell me? Let's work together. I can't wait. I can't wait. And at some point, I might have to drop the hammer here and there, but maintain composure. And they're gonna try to get you off the phone, but you just keep going. Okay.
you almost want that submissive but curious tone, right?
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
don't want to be
that's good.
too submissive, right?
Yeah, and I could tell you from my experience, and that the majority, 99.9% of agents don't go deep on when they submit offers, right, Tiff? Even on multiple offers, they don't try to figure out what the other offers are.
No.
When was the last time you did a multiple offer and the other agent was smart enough to even ask if they had the best offer?
Perry Street.
Oh,
Heidi
very smart.
Faber asked me literally every 30 minutes if her offer was still the best.
And she almost got it.
She would have, yeah.
She would have got it. And that worked.
I mean, and the minute I said you are now in competition, she upped it. It still
So,
didn't hit it, but she
so
did.
she revised her offer immediately.
During the process of discussing.
So let's say, okay, here's what I know too. If there's more than one offer, it's full price or above. That's just,
Yeah.
The probability of both offers being below list is so low, especially if both parties know there's more than one offer. Okay.
Wait, that can't be true, because there are plenty of agents that have the assumption that they are working against their buyers if they say it needs to be full price or better. There's another offer in. Wouldn't you think? There's plenty of agents that don't say, hey, you're in a multiple offer situation, assume the other one's full price. Because not always is there one that's full. They might be close, but.
Oh, I know, but on average, not always.
Oh, got it.
On average, if there's more than one offer, one is full price or better.
You hope, yeah.
Most of the time. In today's market.
Yeah.
In 2012, 11, no. And if it also matters how many days on market too, but. So, okay, let me just explain this. If there's multiple offers and my offer is below list price, what's the probability of you getting it accepted? Give me a probability, everybody. If there's more than one offer and yours is below list, what are the chances you're going to get accepted?
Low.
Low.
Mm-hmm. Minimal.
Like damn low. Now, if there's three offers and you're at list, if there's three offers and you're at list price, full price, what are the odds you're going to get it accepted?
Not very good.
Not very good. 4 offers, you're at list price. What are the odds?
Not good.
Even worse. So Heidi knew there were 6 offers and she was over full price. So she knew the odds are, based on what I know, we need to go up. So what I'm saying is, let's say I'm talking to Cortland and I wrote an offer at full price and there's 3 offers. Okay, Cortland, do you have any other written offers on the property?
I got 3 more sitting here in front of us.
Oh, written.
Written.
Have they been presented to the seller? Has the seller looked at them?
Not yet. We just sat down to talk about them.
Who is the other brokers? See, for me, boom, boom, boom. I don't mess around. Other written offers? How many? Have they been presented? Who wrote them? I go there every time. Boom, 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 boom. I have it memorized. It's just like a seller. How long have you owned it? Where are you going next? How soon do you want to be there? Okay. Now I go, Cortland, awesome. I just sent you an offer. I'm going back to my client. We're revising.
Copy.
I'll go back to my client and we'll revise. So I'll go back to Roselle. Roselle, hey, I talked to him. They got 3 other offers. We wrote it full price. Normally that would be acceptable,
Isn't that what, I mean,
but
that's what you hope a good agent would do, is work for you though, right? I mean,
as a buyer, yeah.
yeah, I mean, you want somebody who's going to be balls to the walls, checking on every opportunity for you not to lose this home if it's really what you want.
Hustle. Check this hustle out. So Roselle, you're my buyer. Hey Roselle, I just talked to Cortland. This just happened. There's three written offers. And normally full price gets the home, right? We wrote it for full price, but in my experience, when I'm hearing full price, I even asked him if they're over full price. He couldn't tell me. He said he wouldn't tell me. I think that means it's over full price, because if they were all below full price, which the odds are super low, he probably would have tried to baited me into going full price or better, and he didn't. So that, evidence of absence is the absence of evidence, or absence of evidence is evidence of absence. I wouldn't say that to you, but
Well, like on
so I told, no, I'm role playing. So hold on, Roselle. So I told him we were going to revise our offer. What do you think?
Well, here's my issue, Nick. We're only going to be living in this house for like 2 years, right? So I don't want to overpay and pay more than the house is worth. What do you think we can pay for this house? And in 2 years, I can either break even when we go to sell or make a little money, because I don't want to overpay. I can move on. There's other homes out there.
Well,
Roselle, is that when you pull your crystal ball out and you go, fucker's broken? Don't know. Don't know.
No, but they wanted, I mean, this is a scenario I'm working through right now. So
Okay,
I want to hear.
Okay, cool. Well, this is what I know. The best homes sell the quickest, and they appreciate the fastest. And in a down market, they're the ones that are going to sell and the other ones are going to sit. So the fact that this home has 4 offers, including yours, means this is one of those. This is the bet. This means the location is very desirable. This means the price is worth it. It's worth it. Right? See, if you were making an offer and you were the only one interested, doesn't that tell you something? Like, you're the only one of everybody interested in this piece of crap? Well, you're making an offer on one everyone wants. Okay, so let's say you spend $5,000 over the other person, $5,000. This home's listed at $400,000. Home prices have gone up 5% in the last year. If home prices go up another 5% the next year, this home would go up $20,000. So going $5,000 over, money ahead. That's money well spent. I would invest $5,000 to make 20 all day long.
Yeah, but Nick, I'm, when I go to list with you, that's what going to cover what? Maybe my taxes.
Well, if you decide to sell the house in the next year, I'll list it for free. So if you decide not to, you move in the house, you're like, things have changed, Nick, I want you to sell, I'll do it for free.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, love it or list it program. So now let's say there's 2 years. In 2 years, 5%, 420, this thing's gonna be worth 450 potentially worth 450. Now there's no guarantee, right? We know that. But I do know going after the most desirable homes is a good strategy. So I did tell them that they were going to revise our offer.
All right.
So what do you think?
I mean, I think we can afford to come up 5,000.
Okay. Now I was talking 5,000 over the other buyer, going 5,000 over list.
Well, what do you think the other buyer is at? What do you suggest?
I don't know. With 3 offers, they're probably at 410.
All right. How about 412?
412. Okay. All right. Well, let's do 412. Let's see what happens. Ring, ring, ring. Cortland.
Hello.
Hey, Cortland. Hey, man. I just sent you an offer. Revised it.
Awesome.
It's an awesome offer. Price is incredible. Can you open it up? I got them way up.
Great. I'll review it with our clients.
No. Do you got a second? Open it up.
I don't. I'm sitting down. I'm in the middle of a meeting with them right now.
All right.
I'm telling them right now. We'll pull it up and review it.
You put me on speaker while you tell them then? Can I present it to them over speaker then?
Nick, we're actually in the middle of presenting another offer. We'll get to yours here when we get through the other three or the other two.
All right, I'll call you right back.
All right, talk to you soon.
All right, sorry guys. But yeah, I mean, that's how aggressive you need to be in multiple offers. You guys ever watch Millionaire Real Estate Agent, Millionaire Listing in New York? Put them on speaker right now, man. Let me talk to them. I mean, if you want to win.
Let's
Okay,
role play that.
What?
Let's role play that.
Okay. Ring, ring, Corlin, hey, I just submitted you an offer. I got them way up, way up. Can you open it up and take a look?
You broke up. What'd you say?
So did you see the offer I just sent over?
I didn't. They did not yet.
Okay, so I got them up to 412, which is 12,000 over list. Will that do it?
I don't know, Nick. We're in the middle of reviewing the first one, and we got two more before yours, and we'll get there. But I'm sitting.
I
here
know,
with them now.
but you've seen the other ones, right?
Briefly, yeah.
Yeah. Are we the highest price?
I can't tell you that, Nick. But I'm sitting here. We're literally sitting going through.
Oh, can I?
Can't he tell you that though? He can.
You can. You can tell them that with
Oh.
permission from your seller.
Oh, I'd have to
Since
ask.
they're
them.
right there, you want to ask them?
Sure. Are they the highest? Can I tell them? Sure. Yeah.
They said and you go, this isn't going to happen though, Corlin. The odds are low. So in a quarantine setting though, you may ask if you can present by speakerphone when you present in person or by Zoom. That's potential. But we're getting off the rails a little bit, Corlin. I see what you're saying. So if I got a speaker, I'd go, hey, Corlin, beautiful house. You know, we want nothing more. I'd go emotional ties.
Okay.
Yeah. So best offer, most acceptable offer wins. The best and most acceptable offer wins. Dear seller letters, emotional ties. Fewest closing costs. If you don't need it, if you're in multiple offer situations, don't ask for the closing costs. Even if you net more money, because you're just running the risk of a low appraisal. Remember, the listing agent doesn't want hassle. So if you can get away with no closing costs, remove them. Okay. Same with home warranties. We want to get home warranties for people, but they can buy them on the side. You know, we can pay for a home warranty, you know, or not do it at all because they're a hassle too when you want to make a claim, but they do have value, especially if you get the seller to pay for it for free. Fewest contingencies. Waive your home inspection. If you're getting new construction, that might be something you might advise them to waive their home inspection. A builder does not want a deal to fall through on a pre-construction over a home inspection. Yeah. Fewest contingencies. Closing date acceptable to seller, possession date acceptable to seller, sweeten the deal. Let them stay a couple extra days. Solid earnest money. I might even ask Corlin, what earnest money do you want to see on this contract? You know, I might just ask him, the listing agent. Type of financing. Go ahead.
Oh, I want to ask for some advice when we're
Go for it.
okay. So putting an offer in on a home. So it's been on the market for 145 days. It's vacant. And coming in, let's see, and they just lowered the price 4 days ago by 20,000,
Yep.
I think. And we came in 68,000 under list price.
Mm-hmm.
All cash, closing next Friday with a 5-day inspection period.
Yep.
How do we get that accepted?
Well, yeah.
It's overpriced. The house is overpriced, and no one's looking at it. It's been on the market for 144 days.
But you came in way too low.
There's no comps that say it's worth 800,000.
What
We
does it cost?
discussed this yesterday too, Nick, her and I, and that house is not worth what it's listed at, even remotely.
But what would the seller take though?
I we'll find
wish-
out.
I wish sellers just took what it was worth. Our job, they wouldn't need us. They take what they want sometimes.
Yeah, because Roselle's question is, where did they get the price? And I said, that's a seller price.
Okay,
Maybe
so
that's a good position where you
He
you
even
sit
said that.
down.
where are they going? Okay, I'll get you some insight here.
Okay,
Where are they going next?
they're already gone.
They're
Where,
gone.
they-
House
where are they
vacant.
at? Where are they at?
Yeah. Okay. Don't know.
Did they buy that house? I bet you whatever they bought is close to what they're trying to get, they're trying to, a lot of times what people want is what they need to go where they want to, what they think they need, right? Like, well, I don't want a mortgage on my next house, so I need if you can sell it for 400, I can buy my next house cash. You know, I hear this all the time in listing presentations. It's more like, I need 250 in my pocket to do things with it. So if you can figure out what they're doing with the money, you might be able to help them because you might be able to give them a solution on the other end. Does that make sense? Yeah.
Okay.
If you can help them get to where they want to go, that's a win-win. Now, the problem is you're not the listing agent, so you got to help the listing agent help them get to where they want to go with the money you're going to give them. So that's a tough one. I'm not going to lie. So
Just like a unicorn, though. We'll close in a week, all cash.
I mean, that's what we went through it yesterday. It's been on the market for 200 and some days. I mean,
but you have which days on market means they're not motivated.
yeah, oh, absolutely.
See, people get that
Well-
twisted. They think days on market equals motivation. Days on market means
They had one offer at the very beginning when they first listed it, and it was full price before they lowered it. But it was contingent on their house selling, and their house never sold, so the deal fell apart.
okay. So that's one strategy. The other strategy is you give them tons of empathy. Tons of empathy.
This has got to be so hard for your sellers to have two mortgages and
Or do they have? We don't know if they have two mortgages.
Yeah, I don't know that yet.
help them out. How can we
What-
get this to them the fastest way?
Roselle, how much is their mortgage?
I don't know.
You can look that up on Realist or RPR. Do they have a mortgage on the house?
Hmm.
Because you may not be even covering the mortgage.
They might not. I think that they're the only owners of this house, and it was built in 2004. So
But you can
maybe
look
they
that
don't.
up. You can look it up.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll look it up.
It's good. That's intel. You need intel.
Roselle, I'll send you the link to look at that.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, you can do
But
it through.
here's what you want to do. This is another email that you can do for a counter. You wanted to tell them you got to tell them it's worth what they're asking.
Right. Well, what I told him this morning was, hey, my clients are interested in another home as well. And if this doesn't work out for them, they're ready to just put an offer. Because it's the same price as what we just offered, their list price. So they're ready to just, if this doesn't work, they're willing to just go buy the other house and put an offer in on the other house.
Well, let's try on this one. Tell them that they wish they love the property and they wish they could offer them what they want.
Mm-hmm.
Did the listing agent tell you what they would accept?
No.
What he or she thinks?
No, well, he said they're just not going to give the house away. That's what he thinks of the offer, as giving the house away.
Okay, so
At $750.
who's the agent?
Jeff Benson, he's got one listing, right?
Okay, hey Jeff, yeah, I know they don't want to give it away. And my clients wish they could give them their list price on this house. What price, knowing that my buyers aren't going to offer full price, they wish they could, but they aren't because they're cash. And so there's only so much cash one person has. What number do I need to get you that you can work with? Jeff, what do I got to get you that you can work with?
Okay.
Someone role play with me.
I actually have to go because I have an appointment at 10:30.
Love your shirt. See you later. But that's kind of the question. What do you want to, what can you work with? What's the lowest number I can get you that you can work with? Or now that I gave you that offer that's super low, what do I got to go to that you can work with, that you can make happen? What can you make happen, Jeff, knowing that this is not going to be so.
Okay.
And he has to say, well, yeah, have them come up 20, have them come up 25, right? And you come up 10, you go, Jeff, I try to get him to go 25. Do your best, man. See what we can do.
Yeah.
And it's just,
I'll
and it's
work
just
on it.
about you and Jeff work. Then you make it about you and Jeff working together
Right.
and making it happen.
Team. We're a team, me and you.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. Thanks, Nick.
You got it.
Bye, guys.
See ya.
Toodles.
Well, I think we hit everything else. Shortest expiration date because you want to lock it up if you can. Time kills deals. Lender letter and get the lender to call the other agent. Very important. Some local offices now want local lenders. Get 2 letters. These people are so qualified, they got 2 letters. Prepare your buyer and seller to make a quick response. So Ashley, I'm going to submit this offer right away. They're going to review. If the seller counters us, I want to be prepared to make a quick acceptance to lock it up. Or if we need a counter, let's do it in writing right away. Okay, so just be prepared for that. That's all I do. Yeah, I mean, you might say at that point, Ashley, you go, you think they're going to counter us? It's full price, or whatever. So, and then I might go into, if I don't feel like I have the winning offer, you kind of have a feeling, right? You kind of know when you got it. I might go with, when you submit offers, you always got to expect them not to counter. And if you come in too low, it's a rejection. So is there anything you want to change on this offer? If I have a low offer, I'll ask them again, is there anything you want to change?
Do you think we need to change something?
Well, the price is a little low.
Well, what
Yeah.
price do you think we need to offer?
Well, they would depend on what my expert opinion would be on that one.
Right.
Yeah. If there's more offers, I would say something. If there was no offers, I'd say something. No repair language, as an option, you can ask for no repairs on your offer or waive your inspection, which we rarely want to waive our inspection because we always recommend it. So if you do advise them that you can waive your inspection, you have to tell them, I recommend you have one. Okay. As a real estate professional, I recommend you always have a home inspection for your protection. Now, it is true that if you waive it, it will strengthen your offer. So that would be your decision. Okay. You can also not have a home inspection contingency, but still do a home inspection. Right? Your earnest money is just not protected. So you could say we can waive our home inspection and still conduct one for your information and your knowledge of what you're buying. Right? It just wouldn't protect your earnest money. Well, what's our earnest money? $4,000, $3,000, $2,000, right? So the scenario is if you did the home inspection and you found out there was $25,000 worth of damage you didn't know about, it's worth walking away from your earnest money of $5,000, isn't it? But you walked through the home. It was a nice home. All right, everybody. lots
That's
of
a quick question.
shoot.
Hey, I called an agent yesterday and wanted to show a home in Lower Sunny Slope. And she told me that the owners don't want to sell. They're not allowing anybody to see their house, but she won't let them take it off the market. How, is there a workaround on that? Or is it just kind of like, sorry.
Wait, what? Repeat
So-
that?
You want me to disclose the agent? It's Amelia for, I can't
Oh,
even
yeah.
pronounce it.
Kaneko Zaki. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so the seller won't allow showings, but won't take it off the market.
Won't allow showings, will not sell their house. They had some handshake for sale by owner thing. It was like a contingent for sale by owner if they could get their house sold, and then that fell through. And now they won't show it, won't sell it, won't let her pull it.
Was
Well,
this
Lisa,
basically the exact thing, Nick, of why we do cancel anytime? Because now it's a hostage listing. They don't want to sell, but Emily's making them keep it online.
Is that the manufactured home out
Yeah,
there?
the one on an acre, the 1401 Lower Sunny Slope. And I'm,
So-
you know, and I said to her, I'm like, why don't you, you can basically fire your client. And she goes, yeah, but I have other deals in the works with their family members.
So what I was told, because one of our other agents showed it and
Uh-huh.
said that they weren't allowing showings due to Corona.
Okay. Well, then she disclosed yesterday that they're not having showings. They're not even going to sell their house, and she won't let them take it off. So,
Well, how bad does your buyer want the home, or do they just want to see it?
well, she's brought it up a few times, and then finances for her have changed a little bit, and she might be having somebody else finance a house for her. Well, she does like a lease option, so it's like her rent would go towards the down payment, and so it would potentially be a cash offer
Well,
coming
you
in.
could write an offer, sight unseen.
The inspection.
Okay.
Walk through.
And then
Okay.
she'd have to submit the offer at least legally. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I just didn't know how to work with this.
And that'd be contingent on like a walkthrough, Nick, then? Something like that?
So does the listing say no showings allowed?
Let me look at the private remarks. Actually, I have it pulled
So
up.
you could call the MLS.
It just says preliminary title with Deborah
Yeah.
Foltz at Central
Mhm.
Washington Title.
You can call their broker too. Is it Carrie Rowland?
Yeah, it's John L. Scott.
Yeah, I think you gotta talk to her. Or I could for you if it's super serious. I could call Carrie and ask her.
Let me see where my girl's at with wanting to see it, because I mean, just ethically, it didn't set right with me.
Well, it's not her. I mean, the seller, she's in a tough bind. She has a listing agreement
Mhm.
that says that she needs to have it on the MLS.
Mhm.
So if she pulls it off the MLS without the seller's written permission, she could get in trouble.
Right.
The
Right.
seller could sue her even though the seller doesn't want showings.
But
So
what would
she-
you do in that? Would you fire your client in that situation? I mean, not maybe fire him, but just.
Yeah. We've done that before. On Welch, we had one on Welch and they wouldn't allow showings, so we took it off the market.
Okay. Okay.
But we had to get the seller to sign a withdrawal form.
Okay.
So she's in a tough spot where she's just letting it float. It gives her a sign in the yard. It gives her something to market.
Okay.
She's
Okay.
in a
Let me
tough
see
spot.
how motivated she is in wanting to see it, or where she's at with it. If it's like, on the list. So.
Because if the truth be told, they don't want to sell, there's no point in you pursuing it.
Right.
So it's not the listing agent. If the seller doesn't want to sell,
Mhm.
it's just confusing. It's on the MLS.
Right.
So even if you got,
Okay.
yeah, it doesn't.
But you would say that the
I-
buyer
this-
really needed to want to buy it before going in. Like
Yeah,
it's not just I want to see the inside.
Yeah, because I'm happy to talk to Carrie as a broker, designated broker.
Okay.
Get to the bottom of it. But not just for a showing though, because I don't want to.
No, it's just the couple that's potentially helping her out are trying to reinvest some funds from selling a house right away. So yeah, I'll see where she's at with it and where they're at.
All right, y'all.
Making any calls.
Give me a
So-
call if you need to. I got to
All right,
roll.
Sounds good.